let's get started now. Okay, so I will be sharing these notes with you guys, do not worry. Okay, and I must recommend you all to share these notes with your friend as well, because these notes can help a lot, because these notes are handwritten by me and it includes some of the topics that are basically very important for marginal costing. So break even. So let me first tell you something about break even analysis. So if you ask a normal man, which is engaged in the process of business, if you ask him that how is your business going, or how is your business going nowadays, so he would reply you that it is normal, or not so good, or it is, or he would say that it is all right. He would say that it is all right. He can either say normal, he can either say all right, he can also say that it is not good but not bad as well. But these are all the languages of a normal person. But if you ask a person of skills about cost accounting, or a person holding technical skills, then he would be saying that my business is at BEP level, because BEP is a technical term. It is used in a place where we have to tell a situation of a business. So he would reply you that my sales are at BEP level. So now we will be learning that what is the meaning by BEP, level of cost. Now let us see break even. Break even analysis is a method for examining the relationship between sales revenue, variable cost and fixed cost to determine the minimum value of production necessary to break even. Okay, so break even, first of all we have got that break even is an analysis which builds a relation between cost revenue. Cost can be of variable and fixed, cost and revenue. Okay, now let's move on. Break even means the volume of production or sales where there is no profit, no loss. So this is the term that you must focus on. As I have told you in the last lecture as well, that BEP means a point where you are not incurring any losses and not also earning any profits. So here to note the point is this: BEP is a situation where your business is going with no profit and no loss as well. So we have done two things about BEP. So BEP is an analysis of sales revenue and variable cost and fixed cost, and it also means a situation where no profit and no loss is there for the business as a whole. Right, now in other words, break even point, in other words I can say that in other words break even point is a volume of production or sales where total costs are equal to revenue. So we have seen in the last class a cost sheet. In such a cost sheet we were writing sales minus variable cost, we were getting contribution, and we were minusing fixed cost, then we will be getting profit. So it was like this, right? So if you are only incurring an amount that makes you able to recover only variable cost and fixed cost, so total cost means variable cost and fixed cost. So if you are earning only an amount that can recover your variable cost and fixed cost but cannot earn your profit, it is known as BEP. I had given you an example of BEP as well. Now it helps in finding out the relationship of cost and revenues to output. Basically we have seen this also. In understanding the break-even point, cost, volume and profit are always used. So in BEP we use CVP, cost, volume and profit. This analysis helps management to plan and control. So basically this is a very important thing, break even analysis. So now we have got the meaning of break even. So break even, we can say break even point is a point where there is no profit, either no loss, or we can say that company or the organization is earning no profit or no loss. So how it can be used in decision making? See, if I ask you as a cost accountant, I would be asking you that tell me the level tell me the level of sales. Suppose this is the total sales, so tell me the level of sales from where I will be able to earn profit, or tell me a point till where I would not be earning even a single rupee of profit. So ultimately he is asking you about the BEP level. So he is asking that from where I will start earning profit. So after BEP you will be starting this, in this period you will be starting to earn profits. So I will tell him, as a cost accountant I will respond that if you produce, let's say, more than 5,000 unit, even a single unit, if you produce more than 5,000, you will be earning profit. But this level, as you can see here, this level till 0 to 5,000, if you produce any unit, so at the level of 5,000 you will be incurring. So basically this is the level of BEP. Here you will not earn any profit but not incur any loss as well. But if you ask from 0, then you will be incurring continuous losses. Okay, so this part will be known as MOS, margin of safety, and this part will be known as break even point. Okay, now we have done the break even point definition. Now graphical representation of BEP. So what is the graphical representation that we have about break even point? So we have a graph here. Let's analyze it. So this graph shows, at the very left side it shows cost and revenue, and this side we have units. So basically, as you can see here, there is a line of total sales. Total sales are increasing like this. It means that if your cost is 0, the sales are also 0. So as we know that variable cost and fixed cost are there. Variable costs are directly connected with sales. So if sale is rising like this, then variable cost will also rise like this. But if we talk about fixed cost, it will be a straight line curve only. So as you can see here, there is total sales, there is fixed cost, which is a straight line curve, and we can also see total cost. So what is total cost? Total cost is nothing but summation of variable cost plus fixed cost. So in this graph you cannot see variable cost ultimately, but indirectly you can find it. Like if you deduct fixed cost from total cost, then you will be getting variable cost. Now how can we find BEP with the help of a graph? So as you can see here, at this point will be known as BEP. And this unit will be known as BEP units at this cost. Now how do we determine it? So this is a sales line. Okay, now at a point where sales line has been intersected by total cost line, the point is known as BEP, and this point is known as angle of incidence. Angle of incidence is an angle formed at the intersection point of total sales line and total cost line in a formal break-even chart. If angle is larger, the rate of growth of profit is higher, and if the angle is lower, the rate of growth of profit is lower. So growth of profit or profitability rate is depicted by angle of incidence. So in angle of incidence, suppose this is total cost. Okay, wait, this is not total cost, let me make it again. Suppose this is total cost and this is sales. So at this level the BEP will be there, at this level BEP will be there. So as you can see, we can get an angle here, so this angle known as angle of incidence. This shows the profitability. Larger the angle means wider the angle is, you will be earning more profit. So angle of incidence shows that what is the basically relationship between total cost and total sales. So if basically total cost is less and total sales are high, the graph will be wider. So as the cost decreases, this graph becomes wider, and as you know that this angle of incidence shows us the profitability or the ratio of profit. Okay, so angle of incidence is also an important term associated with BEP. Now we have got the point of angle of incidence as well. See, till here we will be incurring losses. because BEP is here, so in this portion we will be incurring losses and this will be the profit, and in the middle of these two terms we will be having BEP. Okay, so this graph tells us all about graphical representation of BEP, and we have also done angle of incidence. Now modify BEP chart. Modified BEP chart means, see, this chart is a conventional chart, or we can say a traditional chart. In the place of this chart we have a modified version of this chart which is used nowadays. See, modified BEP chart, which is named as now contribution BEP chart, which is named as now contribution BEP chart. So in the last chart we were not able to find contribution directly. We will be having to deduct. How do we find contribution? How do we find contribution? From sales we have to minus variable cost, then we will be finding contribution. And as you know that all the regions are taken on the basis of contribution itself. So if this graph cannot show contribution at the first sight, that what is the use of this graph? So we have came with a modified version of the graph which performs same action as this conventional or traditional graph does. Now this graph has the ability to show us the contribution. Like how? See, it shows us sales revenue, shows us sales revenue, it shows us sales, it also shows us total cost. So here we have got the break-even point. It also shows us variable cost. So as we can see here, sales revenue and this difference is known as contribution. Why? If you deduct from sales revenue the variable cost, you will be getting contribution. So this graph shows the contribution. So management can take decision easily or at the first sight by seeing this graph. It is more detailed, it is more prepared in more detailed version than this, because this does not show us the variable cost, it only shows us total cost and fixed cost. We will be having to calculate the variable cost and contribution indirectly now. But if I talk about this graph, it shows us all. So nowadays it is more usable because it is a modified version of conventional chart. Now let's move on. Impact of various changes on BEP. See, there are various changes. Various changes means there are certain changes, separate changes, or a list of changes are there with which our BEP can be affected. Please focus on this concept, guys, because this concept will let you to solve many of the questions of BEP. Because BEP is very important. BEP is very important for the point of view of examination. You must have to do BEP at the very important priority over all the other topics. Okay, now impact of various changes on BEP. So if you increase or decrease the number of units produced, then what will be the impact of such increase or decrease on BEP level? Suppose I was producing 1000 unit, now I have increased it 1100. I was producing 1000 unit and I have decreased it to 900. So by increasing or decreasing, what would be the impact onto the BEP level? Will there be any impact or not? Think over it for a second, then we'll be discussing it. So the answer might normal answer. The normal answer or the very popular answer from most of the students is there will be change. Basically, if we increase, then BEP will increase. If we decrease, then BEP will decrease. But that's not the case. If you increase or decrease the units produced, there will be no such impact on BEP. BEP will remain constant or same point. Okay, so BEP point at 1000 unit will be same as 1100 units. You will be wondering how it can be possible. So it can be asked in your examination as in a form of MCQ type questions. So please be prepared for this, because in MCQ question type they can ask you, if I increase the production of units, then what will be the impact of such increase onto BEP level. So there will be options like there will be a positive relation, there will be a negative relation, or there will be a no change. So the correct answer will be no change. Many of the students will be taking the answer as there will be a positive relation, but there will be no relation, right? As we can see here, see, till here we will be having sales, old sale, till here we will be having total cost. Fixed cost does not consider it because it will be remaining same whether you increase total cost or whether you increase total sales. Now this part is showing the increased level of sales. and this part is showing increased level of cost. So if you increase the cost, then only you will be earning more revenue. So if you can see here, till and in the old situation the graphs were here only, till here only, but now the graph has been enlarged by this level. Then also the BP remains same. So we can see that BP does not change with increase or decrease in units produced. Please write it somewhere that you can keep in mind. As you can see here, BP remains here only, whether you increase sales till here, whether you increase the total cost till here, it's all about the intersection point. The intersection point will be same. So then if you increase the number of unit produced or decrease it, there will be no such impact on BEP level. BEP level will remain same. Now decrease or increase in variable cost, we are talking about variable cost. So let me explain you variable cost first. Cost and profit, what do you think? Firstly, let us analyze the BP level in detail. What do we mean by BP? When there is no profit, no loss. Means it is a level where is there when there is no profit, no loss. So if you incur less variable cost, it means that ultimately your profitability will rise. Your profitability will rise, and profitability will rise, it means that you will be earning the profit at early stages. So the BP will go down. Just understand it with the help of a graph. Now this is total sales. This line shows us the total sales. This line shows us the total cost, and this is the BP. This is the BP. But if we can see here that if we change the variable cost, or if we decrease the variable cost, then the total cost line will also change. So total cost line would be starting like this, because it has decreased, and if it has increased, it will be like this. Let me make it as clear. Okay, this is sales, this is old TC, this is, let's say, this is new TC. So break-even point is here if you increase, and break-even point is here if you decrease, like this. So there is a direct relationship between variable cost and BP. There is a direct relationship between BP and variable cost. So if you decrease variable cost, BP level will also decrease. If you increase variable cost, BP level will also get increased. Now I hope you all have got the point. Now change in fixed cost. So as same as we have seen in the variable cost, as we have seen at in a summary form, I can say that BP is directly related, or there is a direct relationship with costs. If any kind of cost has been decreased, the BP will also decrease. If any kind of cost has been increased, then BP will also increase. So fixed cost is also a cost. Now if you decrease fixed cost, then total cost will also decrease, then the intersection point will change, and the BP level will also get changed. So in the same manner as we did here in the variable cost part, here also the same functionality or the same thing is there. So if you increase or decrease the fixed cost, then BEP level will move in the same direction as you do with the fixed cost level. Now profit volume chart, feature of BEP charts. So we have profit volume chart, feature of BEP charts, because BEP chart has certain disadvantages. BEP charts has certain disadvantages faced. So profit volume chart, what do we mean by profit volume chart? So let me tell you about profit volume chart. Profit volume chart shows us the relationship between profit and sales volume. It shows us the profit and sales volume. The normal break-even chart, if I talk about normal break-even chart, the normal break-even chart suffer from one limitation, which is we cannot find profit directly. We cannot find profit directly. See, you cannot find the profit directly here. You cannot find the profit directly. You can find it indirectly, but you cannot find it directly. You can find contribution directly, but not the profit. Somewhere in the decision making chapter, we will also requiring profit for decision making. So in such a situation, we will not be finding directly the profit from this chart, even the modified BP chart. And if I talk about this convection chart, it is of no use in such conditions. Then the profit volume chart will come to picture. The profit graph overcomes the difficulty by plotting profit directly against the activity. So it has plotted the profit directly like this. See, this is profit line. So it has posted the profit. And how do we find the profit? Sales minus total cost. So it has posted the difference directly on the profit line. That is why it is starting from negative. It is starting from negative point of view, because we have got losses first, then we will getting BEP. BEP means zero profit. That is why it is here. Then we will be having angle of incidence. See, angle of incidence now will move. Angle of incidence will now move here. So this angle, suppose this was the, if this was the line, then the profit will be higher. But as we have this line, the angle of incidence is short and the profit is also short. Now this is showing profit part. This is showing the profit part. This is the sales line. We have plotted the sales here, and here we can see margin of safety. Till here we will be having BEP, till here we will be having BEP, and after this period we will be having margin of safety. This is fixed cost. That is why we are incurring losses. So as you can see here, profit volume charts are very good for profit, for consideration of profit. So in such decisions where we do require to consider profit, we will be using profit volume charts. Okay, so this was the concept of profit volume chart. Now let's move on. Formulas to find out BEP. Very important. What are some of the formulas that we require to find BEP? So in questions you will be required to find the BEP level by the help of formulas only. If you know that the specialty of marginal costing chapter is it has a lot of formulas in it. It has a lot of formulas in it. So if you want to calculate the BEP in units, so I have classified in units and in amounts. So if you want to calculate BEP in units and in amount, so if you want to calculate BEP in units, then this formula will apply, and if you want to find the BEP in rupees, this formulas will apply. Now if you want to find BEP in units, then everything you will be having to consider in rupees, and in some cases you will be considering it as units. So let us analyze each another formula in detail. So first, the formula is fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. So if you divide fixed cost divided by contribution per unit, it will be in rupees total amount, and you will be dividing it contribution per unit, then you will be getting BEP. Because at BEP level you are, in other words, can say you are only able to recover the costs. That is why this formula has been derived. Okay, now in the last class we have seen a formula of contribution. We have seen the formulas for contribution, right? Now I can also say that if I have to find contribution per unit, I can do like this. See, this formula, if you apply here unitary method, so let me write this formula first. BEP equal to fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. So if you take it here and transfer all the items by applying unitary method, first of all you will be getting formula for fixed cost. Fixed cost equal to BEP in units. Please remember BEP in units. If you multiply BEP in units multiply by contribution per unit, you will be getting fixed cost amount. So like this you have to derive all the formulas, because all the formulas are interconnected with each other. Next formula we have BP sales in rupees divided by selling price per unit. So if you have amount of BEP in rupees, now you want to calculate the quantity of BEP, the units for BEP, then you can divide it by selling price per unit. You will be getting BEP in units. So in the same manner you have a different formula here. If you want to find the BEP in amount, then you will be dividing BEP in units. You will be having BEP in units multiply by BEP in units. See, here you can see BEP in units equal to BEP in rupees divided by selling price per unit. So if you take it here, the formula for BEP in rupees generates BEP in units multiplied by selling price per unit equal to BEP in rupee. So now you have to remember all the formulas, because these formulas are very important for you. Now if you minus MOS from total sales, then you will be getting, suppose my total sales are 10,000 and the question has also told you that my MOS is 8,000 units. This is also in unit, this is also in unit. Then you will be getting 2,000 units as your BEP level. So this is in unit. Okay. The same formula we have here, like the formula we had here, is here as well. If you know about total sales, in rupees, so the same formula is in unit also, in rupees also. So if the question tells you that the total sales in rupees are 1 lakh and total sales of MOS nature in rupees are 80,000, then BEP will be 20,000 in rupees. So we have 8 formulas. Okay, 4 for units, 4 for rupees. Not a big deal to remember. Now last formula, total sales multiplied by BEP sales ratio. So if the question tells you that the company has total sales of 10,000 and BEP sales ratio, or I can say 10,000 and BEP raised to MOS, is, let's say, 1:2, then you can easily find out that 1/3 amount is of BEP, and 2/3 amount of 10,000 will be known as MOS. So like this you can find. Now how do we, if you have given the ratio, you can find it easily, but what if the question has not given you the ratio? So like this you can find out the ratio. So if you have BEP in rupees, and you have total sales as well, so you can find out the ratio of BEP out of total sales. Suppose you have 2,000 here, total sales is 10,000. So like this you can find out 20% as BEP sales ratio. Now you have got BEP sales ratio. Now if the total sales are, let's say, 70,000 and BEP sales ratio is 20%, you will be getting the units. In units answer it will be 14,000 units. We have done this formula also, and in the same manner we have here. See, there are slight changes only. So if you want to consider BEP in units, you have to divide it by the contribution per unit, but if you want to consider it into amount, you will dividing with it PV ratio. Okay, slight changes are there, not so big changes. BEP sales divided by selling price per unit, total sales minus MOS, as I told you. Now BEP sales in unit multiplied by selling price per unit, and this is total sales multiplied by BEP sales ratio. So BEP sales ratio can be applied into both units and in rupees to find BEP in units and to find BEP in rupees. So that was all for the formula of BEP. These are only the 8 formulas available to find out BEP. So there are certain situations where you would not be able to find fixed cost. You would not be able to find MOS. So like this situation, we will be tackling it with the help of questions itself. So we will be seeing the questions once we complete the concept part. Okay, so do not worry about this, that's very easy. We will be moving further now. So now move on to margin of safety. We have done BEP. Suppose this total sale line Let me explain you with the help of graph. This is total sales line, total sales. So, and this is total cost, or let me make it again. This is total cost. Okay, total cost. So this is BEP. Till here it is BEP. It is BEP. It is BEP. After this point it is MOS. So all the sales after BEP point is known as MOS. It is the sales point beyond the break-even point. It is useful to determine financial soundness of business enterprise. If margin of safety is high, then financial position of the enterprise is sound. Because if BEP is less and MOS is high, it means that you are earning profit on most of your sales and you are not at BEP at most level of your sales. Suppose this is 2000 and this is 12,000, then anybody can say this company is good as it has MS. Out of 14,000 total sales, it has only a BP of 2000. As you can see, it has started early to earn profits, so it can tell you about the soundness of the business. So we have formulas for MOS as well. Now MOS can also be classified into amount and in units. So if you want to calculate in units, then you have to divide profit divided by contribution per unit. Profit divided by contribution per unit. And see, in the same way, here you have seen fixed cost. So fixed cost has been associated with BEP. In the same way, for MOS, the profit has been associated. The lower thing is same. See, contribution per unit, PV ratio, contribution per unit and PV ratio, contribution per unit and PV ratio. So as you can see here, you have to only substitute fixed cost. Once you revise all the formula for BEP, then for first two formulas, these formulas, you have to just substitute fixed cost with profit. Substitute fixed cost with profit. You will be getting MOS formula. Now, if you minus out of total sale, if you minus BEP, then you will be getting MOS. And in the same way, it is in unit. So if you are minusing BEP units out of total sales unit, then you will be getting MOS units. If you are minusing total sales in rupees with BEP in rupees, then you will be getting MOS in rupees. If you divide MOS in rupees divided by selling price per unit, then you will be getting MOS in units. See, if you want to find MOS in units, then you can do like this: MOS in rupees divided by selling price per unit. You can be finding, see, with this help, with help of this formula, you can find both of the things like MOS in unit and MOS in rupees. So if you want to find MOS in rupees, then you can do simply a thing that multiply MOS in units multiply by selling price per unit. So this formula we have here, but it is not BEP sales. That's not BEP sales. That's not BEP sales. That's MOS sales. MOS sales in units multiply by selling price per unit. Now the last formula, total sales multiply by MOS sales ratio. So basically margin of safety ratio. See, if I tell you that 60 and 40 ratio is there, out of total sales, MOS is 60% and BEP is 40%. So you can easily find out that what is the amount of total sales, what is the amount of margin of safety, and what is the amount of BEP sales. So out of total sales, if you multiply the formula ratio of MOS sales, then you will be finding MOS in rupees and units as well. See, these are the formulas same, just you have to consider the rupees amount and here the units amount. So that's all. The concept is about BEP and MOS. We will be doing further things in this chapter. As CUP analysis, we will be seeing the questions part. Now I would like to end the lesson, and let's see that how do you practice at home. Please remember to revise these formulas. So we have total 448 and 448, 16 formula we have till now, and for MOS and BEP only. We have also for the contribution and PV ratio. So in the last lecture we have seen about contribution and PV ratio. Today we have seen BEP and MOS. We have done 4 elements. Now we will be doing some of the questions to have a clear understanding of these concepts.